Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Intan Isnasari. My number 200601110080. Department Matematika, Fakulty of Science and Technology. Maulana Malik Ibrahim, State Islamic University, Malang. I will explain the epistemology of philosophy of science. For the first, I will explain the definition of epistemology, and then the scope of epistemology, genre in epistemology, requirement epistemology, and the last function of epistemology. Definition of epistemology. Epistemology comes from the word episteme, which means knowledge, and logical, which means theory. So basically, the meaning of epistemology is theory in science. Epistemology is a branch of philosophy that studies source, origin, and method in the field of science. And the epistemology itself must have concrete evidence so that everyone can understand and be able to find solution to this problem. The scope of epistemology. The scope of epistemology is a limitation in the theory of science consisting of the problem of the source of science and the problem of truth from science. M.Ag states that the scope of epistemology consists of three things, namely essence, source, and validity of knowledge. Meanwhile, Maulana Ahmad argues that the scope of epistemology consists of six aspects, namely essence, element, types, pedestal, limitation, and objective of science. Genre in epistemology. There are four genres in epistemology. Number 1, empirism. Empirism is a way of gaining knowledge by experience from human feeling. This empirism focuses more on the sense possessed by human. Number 2, rationalism. Rationalism is justification that knowledge must be accepted logically or by reason. Rationalism believes that mind is the source of all knowledge. Number 3, positivism. If empirism uses experience as a means of obtaining knowledge and the rationalism uses reason as justification, positivists use tools as proof of this knowledge. So, this experiment will always show proof of correct knowledge. Number 4, criticism. Criticism says that experience and reason have limits. By using the critical thinking method, they find that there is knowledge can go beyond reason and there is knowledge that cannot be felt by human. Requirement epistemology. A knowledge can be cited to be science after fulfilling the requirements. There are several important conditions that must be fulfilled so that a knowledge can be said to be a science, including 1. Basic of truth. The basic of truth focuses on evidence that can state that knowledge can be made into science. This evidence must be based on the result of an empirical study, observation, or experiment. In general, there are three theories of truth, namely, interrelated theory of truth. A statement is considered true if the statement is related to a statement that has true value. This theory of truth can be proven through historical fact and logic. Inherent theory of truth. Inherent theory of truth is a statement that if the truth value has benefit that can be used. Conformity theory of truth. Mutual conformity means statements that are in accordance with reality or statements can be proven to the world of reality. Number 2, systematic. Systematic means something that is systemic of sequential and logical. The systematic nature means that knowledge must be obtained from effort to describe and formulate in order to get an orderly relationship and be able to explain a series of existing causes and effects. Number 3. Intersubjective. Intersubjective is knowledge that is obtained by a person which he can prove its validity, then he can be recognized and also accepted by others. Other people not only acknowledge the result of this knowledge, but also recognize the process or method of obtaining knowledge and every part related to that knowledge. Object and objective of epistemology. In the philosophy of science, an object is defined into two, namely, material object and formal object. Material object include the essence of God, the essence of nature, and the essence of human. Meanwhile, formal objects are activities or effort to explore material objects down to their roots. The object of epistemology means the process of gaining knowledge, process that serve to achieve the goal of epistemology. Jacques Martin argues that the goal of epistemology is not the main thing to answer the question, can I know, but to find the condition that allow me to know. Function of epistemology. Epistemology is a foundation of guideline from human to behave in everyday life, the basic for developing wisdom in knowledge, as well as a place to find out about the truth of science. When someone has processed it as well as possible, he will also get good result. This is the end of my presentation. I'm sorry if there was something wrong. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.